This is Miss Handan Yatkın, and I'm coming to you all the way from Turkey, Antalya. It's a beautiful side of Turkey. It's on the Mediterranean coast, and the temperature is around 20 degrees today, so it's quite warm. I'm not sure about India. How is the weather like there now?
Weather right now is a bit hot, 36, 35 degrees here.
Wow, you're much warmer. You're much warmer than here. Okay. So I am a passionate IB educator and part of International Baccalaureate Organization. I've got several roles in the IB, like site visitor, which means I am conducting verification and evaluation visits for the IB organization to support educators and schools within this process, implementing the IB programs, specifically PYP and early years, which means I am very much involved with the kindergarten and primary school schools and teachers. But my last assignment with the IB and with the school was one of my last assignments was high school, and I found it an IB and IGCSE school in my region here in Antalya back in 2019. And I have implemented the IB program, and the school was accredited the first time as the IB International Baccalaureate Diploma Program school and the IGCSE school. So I've been around for a long time in the education.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you?
I am fine, ma'am. My name is Maheshwar. I am an 8th grader from GPHS Penmaga. I would like to ask you a question. My question is, as an IB educator with experience in the international baccalaureate, how do you make your teaching more engaging and student-centered?
And differentiation, first of all, professional development resources. Sorry. I make sure that inquiry-based learning is on. My approach to teaching is deeply rooted in the IB philosophy, which emphasizes inquiry-based and concept-driven learning. I design lessons that encourage students to ask questions, explore new ideas, and connect their learning to real-world situations, real-world, global context. For example, during my tenure as an IB coordinator, I implemented transdisciplinary units that integrated subjects, fostering curiosity and critical thinking. And differentiated instruction is another pillar. I prioritize inclusive education and holistic approach practices such as universal design for learning, UDL, and multi-tiered systems to meet the diverse needs of students. By tailoring instruction to individual learning styles, I ensure that every student feels engaged and supported. And I also integrate technology, okay? Leveraging tools such as ManageBag, Toddle, and Moodle. I create interactive, accessible learning environments. These platforms enable students to take ownership of their learning while fostering collaboration and innovation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My name is Revati. I'm studying 8th standard from ZPHS Pinmaka. With your permission, I would like to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
As a digital creator, what kind of educational content do you share to support students and teachers globally?
I support teachers with professional development resources. For instance, as a workshop leader and online facilitator for the IB Educators Network, as an IBAN member, I create and share resources that empower teachers to implement inquiry-based student-centered learning. These include training materials, lesson plans, and best practices for differentiated instruction. Also, my content reflects my extensive international experience addressing the needs of diverse learners and educators. For instance, I have delivered workshops across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East and the Americas, sharing strategies for fostering inclusivity and innovation in education. And also, I make sure to integrate the technology to enhance learning. I develop digital resources that integrate technology into the classroom, enabling teachers and students to engage with content and dynamic and meaningful ways. If I give you a concrete example, for instance, I am in the middle of delivering an online workshop to the teachers near to the PYP program, IB program. So there are 17 educators, 17, how can I say, valuable, well-deserved educators from 17 different countries. So taking into consideration their context and their unique context, I deliver these workshops so that they can be equipped to use this knowledge, experience, and skills to their classroom environments. So this is I think this is a great combination of the traditional way of teaching, the traditional curriculums, national curriculum, and enhance international programs combined together to make a better fit for the teachers, for the students.
Thank-
Hello there.
My name is Pooja. I'm an 8th grader from GPHS Penmaga. May I ask you a question?
Please go ahead.
Being based in Antalya, how do you incorporate local culture into international education?
Okay. Antalya is already an international community, I must say. And the school that I have founded here was already a Cambridge curriculum school from the startup. So the school was a very compact, small boutique school with 100 students, and they were only offering classes up until the end of primary. What I did actually, I extended the school, including secondary, lower secondary, and high school, with a new approach, with a new inclusive and more enhanced, holistic, inclusive approach with the IB program, diploma program, and IGCSE. But it wasn't only the program that I have extended. I made sure that the whole community is the whole school community, starting from parents, teachers, all stakeholders, have a voice, have a say in the school growth. So that was very important because we position ourselves as learners. And also, the cultural integration in curriculum was the key. As the founding head of school in Antalya, I embedded local culture into the local curriculum through units of inquiry that celebrated regional history, traditions, and values. This approach helps students develop a strong sense of cultural identity while embracing global perspectives. Also, community engagement, as I said, I actively involve parents and community stakeholders in the educational process, ensuring that the school's vision align with local cultural context. For example, I organize cultural events and projects that highlighted the richness of Antalya's rich heritage. And bilingual education, also the mother tongue sport was also key. I prioritized mother tongue sport programs, fostering a balance between preserving cultural identity and preparing students for global citizenship. Of course.
My students and me are working in a public school.
Mhm.
It's a state based syllabus. So
Mhm.
always, IB curriculum is different from the other curriculums, and in what way it is unique from other curriculums? Could you please explain?
Okay, what makes the IB unique is that it values all curriculum models and all national curriculums, and you can find an essence in the IB programs from all other national curriculums around the globe, because this is the starting point of the IB. If you have time, please go and check the IB website, okay? Then you will see there that the starting point of the IB is generating a program, a universal and international program, which values the local culture and traditional values and all the other values of a certain country, and also also the global values, universal values. For instance, the learner profile attributes. There are 10 profile attributes that are valid all around the world. So actually, they examine all the best practices from the world, and they come up with a good combination, best combination of the transdisciplinary themes and the topics that needs to be that makes importance for global students to study. So this is I think the uniqueness of the IB, that embraces diversity and values all local culture and celebrates diversity. I think this is fantastic.
Thank you so
So
much.
even national schools and public schools can also implement the IB programs. For instance, when I was founding the school here in Antalya, the ICCA, International Community College of Antalya, I collaborated with a sister school here, which was a public school, public science high school, and they had the desire, and they were a candidate IB school as well in the diploma program. So we worked hand in hand and collaborated greatly with them, because there were things that they were superior from us, because we are a new school. We were a private school, but we were a new school, recently founded school. So we collaborated, and in the end, as two sister schools, we became the first IB accredited school in Antalya among private colleges, and Yusuf Ziya Önal Science High School became the first accredited diploma program school among the state schools in Antalya and all in Turkey. So it was a great achievement and great accomplishment that actually has broken the misunderstanding of only private colleges can implement these programs. No, even your school can implement these programs with the support of your parents if there is a desire. And I'm sure the school and your students can get benefits, hugely benefit from this program.
At least I would like to ask another question. What are the special skills that the IB students imbibe throughout their schooling? I mean, they should have some special skills to learn as part of
Yes,
a special syllabus.
yes. If I can sum up in a nutshell, that it's not just academics, but also being a good human being, that they are caring, researchers, communicators, empathetic, learners, lifelong learners, who can find solutions to conflicts, not only in their country, not limited to their country, but also, in far away countries, because we are in the same ship. So they are caring, and they can cry for the human beings that are killed. They can cry for the animals, stray animals. So they are equipped with all values, and they can integrate the technology. So not only now, but 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later, they can represent their country and the whole world as good human beings that makes a difference for the world, not just for their country.
For your time, and before we wind up the session, may I request you to give a message to my students?
Of course, it's a great pleasure meeting you all here, and I wish to see you again maybe in 10 years time, 15 years time, like global citizens, and maybe our paths cross again somewhere, somehow. So you remember, oh, this is Miss Handan, if I'm still alive, because I'm a bit old, but I hope we can recognize ourselves and we can bump into each other somewhere in the earth.